Hey guys, this is early 1981 and welcome back to episode 2 of Meet the Designer. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Artful Dodger, very talented designer who has featured on the channel with a few of his previous courses. He is the designer of early 1981's Loch Ness, which was a fantastic course and went down a hit, and I'm still hugely thankful for him for doing that. So here is the man himself, Artful Dodger. Welcome to the channel, Artful. Thanks very much for stopping by and hanging out with us and taking part in this series, pal.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, glad to be here.
So today we are going to be playing the Inca's Colosseum. This is a course that I've heard great things about, and we've not had the pleasure of reviewing it on the channel, but that's exactly what we're going to be doing today and getting Artful Dodger's thoughts about it. So Artful, do you want to tell us a bit about the course before we do tee off?
Yeah, well, the course I originally published and designed on the Golf Club 2, and one of my friends kept asking me, am I going to port it back over? So I ported it back over. I mean, when I originally designed it, I put about 50, 60 hours in designing it, and I thought, well, I'll just sort of pimp it up and update it a little bit, and I ended up spending about another 30 hours doing that. So it took me, you're looking at what, over 80 odd hours to do that. Just a brief description on the course itself. The first several holes, you've got quite a lot of elevation. You know, you're hitting tee shots are sometimes down, or you're hitting uphill to the green. The idea of that is to generate some fog, some very low-lying fog, so when you're on those first 2 or 3 greens, especially the first 2 or 3 greens, as you look across the course, you should see the fog just below the tops of the what I call the Inca structures. They're like pyramids, but they've got, so they have 3 or 4 sides. They've got several, so yeah. It's just them sticking up above it, so it just looks more, gives you the idea of lower fog. Then once you get down into the valley, especially the back 9, then the course does level out, but that's why you'll hit with elevations to start off with.
No, brilliant, mate. Like I say, I'm really looking forward to this course, and that's some great information. The name is really catchy as well. But we are going to be playing off the white tees, guys, the both of us, which are playing 7,503 yards, so it is quite a long course from the tips. And obviously we're both on pin set number 1. So if you're ready to tee off, Artful, let's get into this and get the party started. So what is your inspiration behind this course then, Artful? That with a name in that as well, I take it it's heavily based on the Incas and the Colosseum. Are we going to have the pleasure of seeing a Colosseum in one of the holes?
Yeah, well, so when I originally published it on GCC2, it was called the Shire Valley, and it already had that grandstand section round there. But everybody kept saying, it looks like a Colosseum, it looks like a Colosseum. So when I redone it, I renamed it the Colosseum, and I added some water around the green with some flower boxes and that lot, and just sort of pimped it up, just tried to bring it up to date really. But I don't know, I used to just design on, I never plan things, you know, I have a general idea. Yeah, that's it. So on the first tee here, I had to redo all the tee sections, but you've got 3 tees, 3 different tees for the different, you know, like beginners, pros, master, whatever. So the first hole is obviously, as I said, it's going to be uphill. Wind affects it, it plays differently all the time. Fairly tightish green, but out of bounds on the right hand side there as well. So it's just a, as I say, fair bit of elevation to start.
Yeah, it looks a very challenging opening hole. It's stroke index 1 as well. It's quite rare to see the first hole being the hardest hole in the course. But I definitely see what you mean with the uphill elevation. It's very nice. But I take it this is a rustic theme that you've used here. Yeah, am I right in saying it's a rustic theme?
Yes, I believe it is. I can't quite remember, but I think it is. Yeah.
Pulled my tee shot there. I'm right beside you. I've got no idea what kind of kick I'm going to get here or off kick. We're both in the heavy rough there.
Pretty deep stuff here.
So I do still have all my shot feedback and wind and lie grids turned off here, guys. Like you say in the previous video, a lot of you enjoyed that, so testing myself here a bit. Heavy rough is not too bad, but huge elevation change here, like Artful says. Just applied a touch of draw on that. Looks like we're going to come back off this bank here. I really like how you've got the rain effect in this Artful, and you see the ball trail. That is really, really cool, by the way.
Let's regroup.
Yeah, it's when you're on the green, to the right-hand side of the green. You'll see it again later when you get down into the valley. There's a rainbow. You can. I thought people thought. I thought, how the heck do you get the rainbow effect on there? But that automatically just comes up as soon as you turn the rain on, so it doesn't really matter.
Ah, right. Okay, so you don't have to design the rainbow. That's in there as soon as you turn on the rain.
One to save par.
Yeah, that's in there, mate. But you have to adjust the time of day and the time of the year as well, because the rainbow can either be low and arching or extremely high. So I had to change the time and the direction of the sun to get it over to that side.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go, guys. That's a very interesting tip there that I certainly never knew. So we do move on to hole 2.
Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, again, big drop, big elevation drop in this one. So obviously you're hitting downhill, so some people usually just go driver to straight off with and just go across that little corner there. But if you go driver, you're going to end up in those bunch of bunkers sort of halfway down. So as you know yourself, it always pays to club down. Again, you've got out of bounds on the right hand side here. I just want to put a load of rough in there. It's similar to the first hole, but the elevation's different.
Yeah. It's I'll tell you what, mate. Very impressive looking hole this as well. Really nice course, stunning views. I will be clubbing down to the 2-wood here. That's a better tee shot for me, I think. Just going to use the fairway here to take us back to the right, and hopefully we've got enough fairway to hold on with the 2-wood here. That's worked out really, really well. But no, I've not played a course in a while. It's had the rain effect, so that's going to be really good, because a lot of subscribers have requested that, and I just love the fact that the ball trail's on that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I played. There's not many courses that I've played that have it on as well, so I just thought.
Yeah, it's brilliant to have it on by
in that
default, mate. It really is. I reckon I've got about a 4 to 5, maybe 5 to 6 mile per hour wind here, guys. Downhill elevation, slope. Just try to get this up in the green and use the contours off that green. It's a nice strike. Are we going to find the green here and let this run it down towards the pin? No, just missed that slope by a yard or two, I would assume, but good effort there. Artful's just found the back of the green. So we've got our first birdie opportunity here.
Yeah, as you can see from where your putt is, there's if you look to the back of the green, there's like a little structure which I built there. That's basically just got loads of lawn mowers and stuff like that on there, just little touches that I like to put in now and then.
Yeah, I mean, that finer detail's fantastic, mate, and it's like you say, it's something that I've become accustomed to with the courses I've played of yourself over the Golf Club 2 and the Golf Club 2019 franchise. But yeah, it's quite a fairly tough challenge so far. We are on at the first of the par 5s here in hole number 3.
Yeah, I just got carried away with the flower plant in there. I just wanted a bit more. I just wanted some more colour into the course. So I usually, I like putting a lot of flowers in, but I wanted them all to be in rows instead of just spammed in.
Yeah.
So I've done that. This is a tricky par 5. You have to stay left on this. You do not want to be going right.
Once again, though, it's another fantastic looking hole here, Artful. I mean, I liked your bunker there. It looked like you had some, I'm not sure what surrounds you've used over your bunker there, but it looked really, really cool, by the way.
Yeah, that's just
wooden surrounds, is it?
It's wood retaining walls that I usually use. But because of there's a bunker there, so I thought it just stands to reason there would be some sort of enforcement to stop it collapsing into the bunker.
And like you say, your flower beds and the colours, I would probably say that's one of your signature touches. It's very common in most of your courses.
I just got to think about that.
In between clubs here. I mean, I'm seeing a shot here off the bank that I would love to do near the green and kick it off that bank. I don't know if we'll get a members bounce, but I tell you what, I'm going to attempt this, guys. I'm looking to kick this off this bank here onto the green. assuming we don't go past it. I need a huge kick here. Come on, give me the kick. Give me the kick. Oh, we were unlucky. Just had a bit too much club there. I would imagine if we were a good 3 or 4 yards back there, that would have worked out really well. But we're going to have a flop shot from the heavy rough. 24. Probably going to go here and just hope that we can get this close for an opening birdie. Well, should I say our first birdie of the round. That should run out fairly well for me. And that's a great shot there from the heavy rough. And that should hopefully set up our first birdie. Off the round, looks like Artful's going to drop his for his birdie as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've also set the green speed to only 150, basically because if you play in the rain, it does naturally just slow the greens down anyway. And with some of the greens being a bit smaller, I don't want them bouncing and just shooting off towards the back. They need to be
no, and funny enough, that's something I was going to touch upon. I was wondering if you were doing that due to the rain, so that's a great bit of information. I think it suits the course well, mate, because, like you say, some of the elevation drops and gains, it's hard to get the ball to stick on firm greens, so I think you've made the right choice with the normal greens and the medium speeds. But this is a really nice looking par 3 here on hole number 4.
Yeah, again, it's a very large drop, but you're working your way down into the valley now, so again, according to the wind, it can be playing different clubs on every time you play it, really, if the wind's behind or into your face. Plus I just put a lot of butterflies in those, as you can see in those,
you're
right in front.
the flower bed and the colours, mate, is fantastic, and I like that set of golf clubs next to the bin there. But no, a very, very enjoyable course so far. Just try to use this wind to take us round and use that part of the green with the contours to get it turning towards the pin. And that's a fantastic tee shot there. We've played that really well.
Yeah, you hit awesome tee shot there.
Nice. All right, 12-footer here.
And I have been rewarded with that. It looks like a straightforward putt, to be fair, from 12 feet out.
Oh, this one could go.
And we do pick up back-to-back birdies there, and we do move to 2 under par. But no, your scenic views are fantastic, mate. I'm really impressed with them. So you were saying that you probably touched upon it earlier, but you reckon that this course you've ported it over from the Golf Club 2, but it's probably took you about 80 hours to design and create from start to finish.
Yeah. I mean, because the amount of time that I put in detail, I have to play it several times to make sure it's exactly what I wanted with the whole layout. I mean, because usually I never pre-plan whole layouts. As I say, I have a general theme, and then I just go by feel.
So you don't sketch or plan out your course beforehand. You won't draw all out. You just go straight into the designer mode and be creative.
Yeah, I have a general idea of the theme that I want to use for the actual course itself, the story behind it, like this one with the Inca structures, the valley, the lighting, the cloud, the time of day, the weather, that sort of type thing.
Yeah.
And then I just go by feel from that.
Certainly a very beautiful looking course, this one, mate. And par 4, hole 5, 463 yards. Stroke index 3, we've got the downhill elevation here once again, so a lot of variations here with the uphill and the downhill changes. We're seeing like an Inca pyramid off there in the distance, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that just look like pyramids, but they're supposed to be like Inca structures. I mean, when we get closer to them, you can see they've got more than just standard 3 or 4 sides.
Yeah. So, uphill green, 135.
Oh, put a fast one out. I've got away with it.
I think this one's dialed in, or am I long? Yeah, I'm long, just a touch too long. we're almost side by side there. We're both on
Yeah, I see that.
the
Mate.
light rough there, just both of us overshooting the. Oh, there's the rainbow there, guys. Look at that. There's the rainbow that Artful was talking about. That does look spectacular. Wow, that looks absolute spectacular. This looks a challenging green. This one, oh.
All right, nice little.
So it looks like we're going to pick up a par here after just overshooting the green there with that approach shot. And Artful picks up his par as well. But so far, absolute fantastic looking course. Really love the views. I love the elevation changes because it does really get you thinking. You've got to think and plan every shot, and your yardage has got to be bang on to be rewarded. But like you say, with the way you've set the greens out, with the normal firmness and the speed, you are getting awarded for getting dialed into these pins. But hole number 6, fantastic looking hole. This one, Artful. There's the pyramid structure you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see by the flyby, there's rather large hill to the right-hand side of it. So we're gradually now starting to work our way down into the valley. But obviously, it still drops. Pay attention on your tee shot that you don't hit one of those birds either. Some of them flying quite low. I haven't knocked one out yet though.
I mean, can you actually hit the birds? Like you can the deers and the cows and that, or would you think the ball would just go through it?
I don't know. I've come close. I have come close.
Yeah,
to them,
I've came close to prang. Is it seagulls they are, or is there different options for birds?
Oh, there's different options, but the only ones that fly are I think there's ravens, eagles, and seagulls.
Yeah, I've came close on a couple of occasions to pranging an eagle, mate, but a seagull, but interesting to see. Certainly don't want to be right at the flagstick here. Just try to use the slight wind here to take us to the left of the pin. How's the yardage? I've came up way short with that uphill slope. Great shot from you there, Artful. You're all over that like a rash, mate.
No, I just clubbed up and put a bit of loft on it, so I didn't want to be short.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have came up short there. Tell you what, I'm going to have to try a shot here. Try a flop shot, because the heavy rough's pretty penalising, mate.
Yes, you'll stay out the long stuff, mate.
Yeah, which I like. Yeah, I don't like seeing heavy rough that's like 80-90% because there's no punishment for hitting it.
Yeah.
Needs to check up. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've left myself a tricky par save here, I would imagine, from about 7 feet. You get your par. Did you miss your birdie, did you?
Yeah, I missed the birdie, mate. Just
I got it for you there, mate. I managed to get the par save, so still 2 under. Artful's having a solid round as well at level par, as you can see, guys. Testing course, and we're playing this in mild conditions. Let's move on to hole number 7, which is a par 3, playing 211 yards.
On the tee. Let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got the flowers on the tees to the left-hand side and just in front, and obviously it's all rough down the right-hand side. It's a nice sizable green. Just 3 dodgy bunkers, preferably missing the front one because that's a bit deep.
Yeah, your bunkers are certainly in play here, I'll tell you that. So 217 yards. I'm going to come down to the 5 iron. And we're going to loft this up a touch or two. Let's see if we can get this close to the pin stick running up. Try to use the slope here on the green to kick it right. Oh, we got the kick, but just a bit too long. Are we going to hold the green? No, we just trickle into the fringe there. Some left one, nasty chip shot from 7 yards, really in between here. Just want to get this one close. Oh, we hit the flagstick.
Oh, hit the pin.
Just missed out, chip it in there for our third bit of the round. We're going to be rewarded there with a solid par.
Well done. Sitting
But
at
no, I really like the elevation changes, Artful. I think it's great. It's refreshing. You've got to have a bit of knowledge of the game to get rewarded for
coming up here. Let's,
playing
take
good
a
shots
shot.
here. So hole number 8, second of the par 5s.
Again, yeah, I've gone mad on the flowers on the tee boxes there. You get a good shot of that as you play into the previous hole onto the green. Nasty big pot bunker on the left-hand side down this fairway. One in the middle as well. The landing point is extremely narrow, so this can bite you big time on this one. Sort of winding fairway.
Yeah,
Again,
seeing that there, mate. Yeah.
Working your way down into the valley. Tree on the left. Tightish green. But this one's, as they've been a par 5, it's, it's doable.
Yeah, like you say, mate, if you don't play this well, I mean, that is a tight driving landing area for the master clubs. But is that lightning I'm seeing off in the distance, Artful? Is it just my eyes deceiving me? It looks like I'm getting flashes of lightning away off in the distance.
I'd like to say yes, but no, it doesn't give you that option to put it in. But they'd probably stop play anyway if you did.
Solid swing.
I think I've pulled my tee shot. I have something I'm doing a bit. We're both going to be in the bunker there.
Yeah.
Both in the bunker, side by side. I'm just pulling a few things too often tonight.
Up to you.
So it looks like we're not going to be punished too much, but like you say, wow, that is a severe slope. I'm not willing to play any more than a 7-iron here, a lofted up 7-iron. Otherwise, I am not getting out of the slope. Fully lofting up the 7-iron just to give us enough elevation to go over this lip. That is a deep bunker. How long did that take you to add in, Artful?
Not that long really. Once I knew I wanted the bunker to be a real pain in the butt. The sculpting tools are quite good as long as you know what you're doing with the sculpting tools. You just put the bunker in first and then just sink it.
Right. Yeah, like you say, it does help if you know your way around the designer tools. I wouldn't know where to start. I really wouldn't. I don't have the patience. That's why I leave these things up to you guys, and I get the reward of playing them.
I mean, I started designing back on the. Oh, I got a birdie. I started designing back on the first original golf club game. The tools pretty much have stayed the same. They've added some things in there to make it a bit easy for the designers. But personally, you never stop learning. You never stop learning. I mean, I found out a lot of stuff on YouTube by watching some of the other designers, Canuck, who designs. There's 2 or 3 guys on there that have done videos for tips and tricks, and that's where I always go. If I'm stuck with something that I can't generate myself that I want to do, I'll go on YouTube and search it. There's tons of stuff on there.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't watch his stuff because I'm not a designer. But yeah, Crazy Canuck is one of the top designers, mate. It does put out some good informative videos, like you say. It's great for guys to watch. So final hole off the front 9 is obviously hole 9, par 4, playing 439 yards. We've got a dog leg left here.
Yeah, it is a very tiny green. It is.
Yeah, just seeing that now, mate, the flyover.
And obviously, you do not want to go long on this one. You're still banking to the right-hand side, so you are working your way down. If you had a wind behind, you could clear this first part. Where the fairway is split, you could clear that.
Yeah, you reckon you can make that probably about 10, 11 mile per hour wind, tailwind?
Yeah, and it'll get you down there, so you'll be hitting obviously a heck of a lot of a shorter club into the green. 17.7. Again, in the distance, you can just see the fog and the mist there.
Yeah, I really love the atmospheric setting you've put down here, mate. It's fantastic. It really is. It's a great atmosphere. The lighting's fantastic, and I think the misty effect is absolutely bang on. It really is.
Yeah, to the left-hand side of the green there. That's supposed to be like the halfway house, so to speak.
Right.
There's a little clubhouse there. It's like a halfway house. There's some seating area. So when you use it that's a good shot, mate. Good
Yeah,
shot.
thanks, mate. That's what I'm saying, bud. If you know your yardage charts, well, not your yardage charts, but if you know your yardage and things, you are going to get rewarded. See, with firm greens or even normal greens with higher pattern speed, that wouldn't have sat down there as well as it did. So I love the fact that you've implemented that with the rain and the softer greens. But
Yeah,
is there any? Oh, sorry, on you go, mate. On you go.
so I just think it makes sense. If you've got tight greens, you have to make them. You have to be able to hold them. There's no point having them firm if they're tight greens because you're just going to trampoline and bounce off into the background. Then it's just not fair. It's not
Yeah,
enjoyable
no,
course to play.
I totally agree, mate, and I think it's great that a designer would reward players with that as well. A lot of guys would go with firm, fast greens there, and you're never hitting these greens and getting them dialed into the pins. Which, as a player, mate, that's what we all crave for. We want to be rewarded for our good shots. But is there any other designers out there, Artful, that you look up to and inspires you to design?
Obviously, you got crazy, like I've said before, Canuck on there. Arctic Fury, he does some gorgeous courses. He does some absolutely cracking ones. Because, I mean, personally, I think myself that my actual hole design is fairly basic. Sometimes I just can't seem to come up with some of these hole designs that other people do. I think it's just my planting and structures and whatnot that I put in, which bring my courses to the forefront, I think. But I think my actual hole design is fairly basic, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean, you execute what you go out to do, mate. I mean, every course I've played of yours, pal, it has been very enjoyable. I wouldn't say there's one course that you've designed that I've said, wait a minute, I've not enjoyed my time out here, or, I think every course that you've put out there has been a very enjoyable round, and that's why I hold you as one of the talented designers out there, because you do take your time on a course, you know what you want to achieve.
I appreciate that, mate. I mean, to get feedback like that with the amount of hours that I put, I mean, I love designing courses.
Yeah, really mate, and this is why I try to cover as many courses out there and give guys who've got no name in the community, if you know what I mean, and give them their reward. Because, like you say, some guys can spend 100, 120 hours on a course and get 5 plays, and that must just be sickening. That would put me off from designing, to be honest, if I was a designer. I probably wouldn't want to play the game, designer,
yeah, I mean,
or
that's
anything.
What I experienced on, that's what I experienced on the first golf club game. But I found out that it does pay to advertise. I mean, as you know yourself, I used to post loads of pictures of what I was doing when I was like in the middle of designing a course to try and build the anticipation up for people.
Yeah.
Trying to get some good shots so they think, oh, this looks quite good. And what I have started doing, I've done it with my last several courses, is on my YouTube channel, I've started putting flybys, promotional videos, flybys with music to it, just to, try and give it a little bit more oomph. And I've got several subscribers. I mean, I don't do a lot of stuff on YouTube, but whenever I do a new course, I'll do a promotional video to music and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them, mate, and they're brilliant. If you just want to tell my subscribers what your name of your YouTube channel is, so they can go over and hit that subscribe button for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Matt. It's exactly the same as my PS4 online ID, which is Artful Dodger. As I say, there's several videos on there.
Yeah, so let's get over there, guys, and hit that subscribe button for Artful Dodger. Like you say, he puts some great content out there on his thoughts behind some of his courses and flybys, and he does a few explanation videos. But there's the rainbow there, guys, in all its glory. Wow, Artful. I mean, that is fantastic. I can't ever recall seeing a rainbow in any other course I've played, to be fair. If I have, I've missed it. But this looks like it's going to be a severe dogleg left here on hole number 11 here, Artful. Gonna have to play a touch of draw here.
Yeah, it's the first time you got the sun behind you, I think, so it's fairly clear on the tee shot. you're now sort of down into the valley now. Yeah, it is a dog leg. I personally prefer the back nine to the front nine, hence because you've got the big Colosseum coming up on the last hole,
Yeah.
and it's obviously if used in a tournament or you get the I mean that is full of crowd. You got the crowd in there. It's very atmospheric. It's nice to play.
No, certainly a fantastic course, and absolutely delighted to be covering it on the channel with yourself and getting your thoughts and your design and process and your thoughts on designing all together. But is there anything in the designer tool that you would like to be made better, or something that isn't there you would like to see incorporated into the next game, if we do get a new game, which hopefully we are, to make designing easier and quicker for you guys?
Yeah, there are a few things. I think the main thing, the most time-consuming thing, not so much the planting, but when you're putting stuff in like retaining walls, which I tend to do, or when you're building stuff from scratch, but I did on the castle on your course, it would be nice if you could just click on the outline of, say, a lake, and then click something like fill with like retaining walls, and it puts them in for you. But at the minute, you just have to do one by one by one, and it's
very time consuming. Yeah, I mean, hopefully this is where in the next game the Golf Club 2020 or the Golf Club 2K20, whatever we're going to get, that they are going to listen to designers and take all that feedback in just to make the game better for you guys.
Number 12.
So, hole number 12, par 4, playing 441 yards.
Yeah, again, I mean, each tee layout seems to be, I've gone for a little different thing, so it's not every single tee that's exactly the same. Severe dogleg right, you're playing into the lake now, so now you are right down in the valley, so you're right on top of these Inca structures, so you're playing towards the lake here, or the river, but yeah, it's fairly standard, I think. Just don't go long on it, because it's slightly downhill. Don't go long, as you're going to be in all that thick bush at the back,
yeah.
But should be okay.
But no, I love the lake effect here, mate, and I love the way we're playing up to it, and obviously getting closer to the Colosseum. So I'm clubbing down to the 2-wood here and just try to use this wind to take us round that corner as much as we can. Looks like it's a good drive. There's Artful telling us not to run out. I think you've hit the rough there, have you?
Yeah, I've gone wrong, mate.
What did you hit driver there?
I did, yeah. I tried to cut the dog leg a little bit, but I had a fast on it, and it's
yeah. I used the 2-wood there. I'm just going to loft up this pitching wedge one touch here.
Mind you, I'm taking that approach.
That looked a great shot, by the way, mate. I zoomed in as you played that, so it looked really, really good.
Yeah, I'll have that.
I'm trying to get dialed in here as well. I think I'm a wee bit long here. Great birdie there from Artful Dodger there. After that fantastic approach shot. That really was a good approach shot.
I needed that to get back to level.
Yeah, but like you say, mate, this course is going to bite you hard if you don't play it the way you've intended players play it, which I think is fantastic. The reward's certainly there, as you're seeing. But I love the fact that if you don't get that reward shot, you are going to be punished.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people think that off the tee, if it's a par 4 or 5, you just grab the driver. But sometimes I've made some of the fairways shorter with the dog leg, so you will be punished. So, you do have to club down and think your way around it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very tactical course. But I mean, I just don't enjoy courses where you can just grip and rip and shoot 15, 16 under with no thought process. But this is a beautiful looking par 3 here in the 13th. It really is. I love that the structures that you've got around here are kind of like Egyptian or Incas. The Incas were Roman, weren't they? No, am I completely wrong?
The South American,
were they? Oh, right, okay, mate.
Yeah. But as I say, yeah, they do look like they do look like pyramids, but if you saw an aerial shot, I think they've got like several sides to them. It's just
This is a fantastic par 3 here, mate. This really is. If you put a slow or you
tight.
put a push right here, you're in the water. If you're short, you're in the water.
Yes.
If you're left, is that out of bounds there? On the left? No. I'm pressing the right button here.
Don't think it is, mate. No. So I think this hole's tight enough without putting out of bounds on there. That's just it's just a path where you walk round.
Ah, okay, mate. I've pulled that, I think. Yeah. I'm pulling things a lot just now.
Well, it's
another
dry.
green that I've just failed to hit there. Yardage was going to be decent. So we've got another chip shot here. And these chip shots aren't easy. I mean, the breaks in the green are fairly aggressive on some of these holes.
Yeah, I thought I could go a little bit more aggressive with the brakes, considering that the green speed's slower. If the green speed was a lot faster, then I'd have to flatten it out a little
Yeah,
bit.
you would have numbed it down. But yeah, mate, honestly, I am really enjoying this here. And I mean, you can see it's a challenging course, guys. I'm pulling things to the left, which I have been doing. Oh, Lee! And I've just missed, I think that was a 3-foot, a 3-foot putt there. That's criminal. So we're going to pick up our first bogey of the round there, guys. That was a bit unforced. But really enjoying this round here, guys. And it's great to have a talented designer like Artful Dodger hanging around with us and describing his course and his thought processes. What is like your top tip, Artful, for any designer out there, new or old? If you got one tip that, if you could give anyone, what would that be?
Don't be scared to experiment, but stay within the boundaries of realism. That's the thing. 'Cause I played a lot of courses that look good from the actual picture to start off with, that you see before you tee off, and then start playing crazy golf, and it just throws people straight away off.
Yeah.
They don't like it. But personally, what I would do, my number one tip is thinking I'm getting into designing, is check out YouTube, because I have learned so much from other designers on YouTube.
Yeah, for like tutorial videos and things, or just the way they do it, or
Yeah, you've got some. I mean, there's tutorial videos on there which they're not long. They give you a basic understanding of the tools to use. And once you get a basic understanding of the tools, then you can just be creative. You know?
So there we go, guys. There's Artful Dodger's top tip, and a very good one at that. But this is the easiest hole on the course here, Artful, with a stroke index of 18. Was this intentionally the hole you wanted to make easiest, or is that?
Yeah, to a certain degree. I mean, again, it's the wind can affect it big time on here. If you got a headwind into you, yeah, you can reach the green, but there's enough trouble in front of the green, I think, to cause a problem. So you can go the other route and go around onto the fairway. So you've got options.
Yeah, there was options there. I mean, I think I pulled my tee shot and got lucky, but that tree there is quite strategically well placed. But I've played a good approach shot, as you have, for my eagle here. So hoping we can convert this.
Yeah, that was definitely put there on purpose, mate.
Yeah, that's very good though, mate. I do like it. Hoping I've played this with enough pace to get it turned. Oh, we just slide past the edge there. But we are going to get that drop shot back. That unforced drop shot, which we picked up in the previous hole, and we do move back to 5 under par. But I do feel I'm having to earn my score here, guys. Like we say, there's that risk reward to this course, which I know as a player, that's something we all crave. And there's Mick picked up his birdie, and he moves back to 1 under par as well. So we do move on to hole 15. It's another par 3, playing 185 yards.
Yeah.
And wow.
I wanted to put that straight walkway all the way through, and obviously you've got the Colosseum grandstand section in the background.
Wow.
Now, when you play it in a tournament or in an online society or whatever, when that's full, you can hear the crowd from halfway around the course because there's
I
so
can
many people
believe
in.
that,
You can
mate.
hear it.
Wow.
Yeah, it does sound nice when you hear that in the background.
But wow, even what a beautiful hole this is. I mean, I'm just desperate to get onto that Colosseum now. Is that your final hole? Is that the final hole on this one? Is
The
the
Colosseum
Colosseum
bit, yeah,
the 18th? Yeah, is that like your signature hole? I
yes,
mean,
mate, yeah,
oh wow, mate, that just looks genius. It really, really
yeah.
does.
Uh, that did take quite a while.
Okay, just looking at the green here. That's a better strike. Just de-lofted this club to see if we can get it kicking on from the fringe. Oh, and we've played a nice shot there. It's just going to sit down as well. Artful played a really good shot there as well. It's just ran on a little bit.
Sweet.
Maybe just de-lofted
All right,
that a touch
13
too
footer
much.
here.
And we do
Yeah,
pick
good
up a
putt,
birdie
mate,
there
good
after a
putt.
nice tee shot. And we do move to 6 under
Sits
par.
round.
So, hole 16. Par 4 playing 491 yards, stroke index 2.
Yeah, again, I've just surrounded the tee box with a bit of boarding there. You've got a cross section. The other cross bit that comes across that fairway, that leads into the 18th. So you're playing across the 18th. Dog leg right here, tightens up a little bit. Island green, surrounded in reeds and whatnot. Don't need bunkers. There's enough water there anyway. So.
And that's a big old green. This one, Artful, is that probably the biggest green on the course?
Yeah, it's pretty sizable, mate. I think the 18's not far off of it. But there's quite a few undulations there as well. And it's a long par 4, so I thought it does need to have a big green. I mean, if you're playing into a headwind, you're going to be playing over 500 yards on a
Yeah,
par 4.
that's right, mate.
There we go. That's looking good.
Oh, put a fast on that one. Oh, I could be in big trouble.
Yeah, I tell you what, you don't want to be left or right of this fairway here. You really want to hit fairway in this hole to set up a
Yeah, that's
good
what I've
approach
done,
shot.
mate. I'm straight onto the beach.
Oh, are you? Have you missed the fairway? Oh, let me zoom. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got a 201 yard out of the bunker to the green. So this is going to be testing. It needs to go. I got lucky.
It should sit down fairly quickly. That's another fantastic approach shot. Once again, just using the contours of the green there to our advantage.
And this putt for the
And we're
birdie.
hopefully going to get rewarded here with this little 6-footer. And we do pick up another birdie there and do move to 7 under par with 2 holes to play. But I do like how we're now on the ground level now, Mick. The kind of the mist, the fog's kind of dispersed and it's above us now.
Yeah, again, you don't see that on the first several holes. You have to get beneath it.
But no, truly fantastic course this, mate. And our final question for you, Artful, is a very weird one. Is what is your favourite cheese?
My favourite cheese.
Nice
Wow.
bird on that last hole. Let's see
I
another
don't think I've got one, to be quite honest. I do like a red Leicester. I do like a red Leicester.
Red Leicester. There we go then, guys. Artful's favourite cheese is red Leicester. But hole number 17, we're seeing the rainbow again. It's an absolute fantastic looking hole. This one, dogleg left, played 470 yards.
Yes, I put a few humps and rolls into the fairway as well. Tightish green, don't want to be short and left. All rough and flowers and that lot onto the right hand side, but it's slightly banked, so you could bounce off of it. So
Yeah, fairway is very full of hills and slopes, which is good. You would expect that with the terrain we are playing in. Just going to play a touch of draw
big
here.
trouble. Got to put a fast on that. I'm in trouble.
I think I've just done enough to hug the The left-hand side of that fairway. Very, very fortunate there with the
All right.
clipping the
We're right around 165.
branch of the tree, but it's going to leave us an 8 iron into this green.
Come on, get up. I'll take it. I'll definitely take that from where I was. I was in deep rough.
May come up a little bit short here. Yeah.
Again, as you can see, with most of my greens, if there's no bunkers there, I like to put a lot of you can do like mass planting with grass or flowers and stuff like that. So instead of it just being a standard rough, so it looks like you're in like no man's land, to give it a little bit more feeling of depth, I like to put a lot of planting in with grass and that lot round it.
Yeah, well, you've certainly achieved that, mate, and like you say, I think it's a fantastic addition to the course with what you've done. And
Well done.
like I say, mate, you're a designer I hold in high regard. Have you got any works in the offering that's now, Artful? Are you planning anything in the future? Because I know you've not been active recently.
No, I haven't. As I say, I mean, I've been into other stuff recently, other games and that lot. I have come back and played a few rounds now and then, but I won't commit to a design until I've definitely got itchy feet again, put it that way. I'm definitely going to be designing again
Good to hear,
shortly.
mate. Well, keep us posted about your future plans. But here we go, guys. We move on to the signature hole, the hole that gave the course its name, and it is a monster par 5 playing 606 yards. But wow, man, I can just imagine that with the fans and the galleries around it. Like you said, Artful. Wow, mate. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's very atmospheric when you've got a lot of crowd in there. Plus, it's nicely set between the two, like pyramid Inca column things there in the background. So I like the thing. It definitely is the biggest green. But again, it's a par 5, and you're going to be hitting into it with a long one. So you need to run out, I suppose.
I tell you something, mate. This is up there with one of the best holes I have seen in this game. Unbelievable. It's incredible.
Appreciate that, dude. Definitely, I'm happy with the way it looks.
It just looks fantastic, mate. I don't want to be in a bunker where you are, do you? You're going to struggle to reach in 3 now, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm always on the beach, mate.
I've nailed my drive right down the centre of the fairway, and I'm desperate to birdie this one. I think I can just about reach this in 2. Just about. I'm just going to deal off this 2-wood. Wow, mate. I tell you what. There's not much room for error with an approach shot here. I'd tell you that much.
Yeah, that pin's tucked away on that side, but as you can see, there's quite a few dips, hollows and rolls on it. So if you're a fair way away from the pin, you know, you've still got a lot of green to cover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the green, but I'm gonna have a monster putt. You're maybe best laying up. Oh wow, and I can't see how the green's breaking because I've turned off the green grid. Okay, guys, this is a bit of a lottery here. I'm just going right at the cup. Maybe just to the left side because I'm pretty confident that green's breaking to the left at my feet. Breaking to the right from the left. This one's all in the distance, I would imagine. Should really start to swing around now. It needs to ease up a bit. Oh, that is a fantastic putt from 50 feet.
Yeah, it's a good putt. See, that's just the other thing that I wish that they would do. Obviously, the grandstands and that lot have crowds in when it's used in a tournament. And if you're not one to play in societies and just like playing casually with friends or playing for skins and stuff like that, you can't. They don't have crowds in, and I think you're losing a bit of the atmospheric, a bit of the feeling on that.
Yeah, you're 100% right there, mate, and I agree with that. But there you go, guys. Inca's Colosseum with the fantastic Artful Dodger. Great designer, great company. Thank you very much for joining us here on Meet the Designer Artful. And that for me is a favourite, and it's guaranteed 5-star, guys. If you've not yet played this course, please get out there and play it because it's a course you don't want to miss. It's going to test golfers of all abilities. But that is it today from myself and Artful Dodger. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched this. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and please remember to go and check out Artful Dodger's YouTube channel as well, going by the same name, Artful Dodger. But Artful, thank you very much for hanging out with us in the the second episode of the series, pal. It's truly appreciated.
No, thanks for asking me along, mate. More than happy to, jump in.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Well, there you go, guys. That is it for today. Until the next video, I will catch you all soon. Take care, peace out, and love you all. Bye.